ready for you to. There you go. I now have 4:08. We'll call the meeting to order. This is a budget building meeting. Therefore, that will be all that's discussed, whether it's town, general, or road. As Denton's the only one in there. How's it going, Gary?
Good.
Yeah. Just making sure you could hear us, really. But
Yeah, you hear me all right?
yeah, loud and clear. So, is this the one we used last year?
That's mine.
Okay, this is the one that you built. Okay.
Abby
So-
had one.
It was itemized, which I
Yeah.
think is this one here.
That's what Maria's got here.
Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
So I think the easiest way to start would be to look at this and use this fire column. You probably have this on a spreadsheet though, don't you?
Mhm.
So as we go over this and kind of nitpick it out, you can enter it right in there.
I can.
And that'll give us a total expense for general fund. And then we can hammer out the road budget.
Start with that.
The
Uh,
road is not on this one.
Road is
I don't
not,
have a
so,
5-year of the road. Not yet.
and Lance might somewhere
What, for,
have a 5-year breakdown of the
I
road.
can
Just
pull
for the
up
budget?
No, the road,
reports.
just the road.
We can do town tonight and do the road. at the
That's true.
next.
Yep.
And I can make sure I have the 5-year for the road next time.
with the winter work,
Like that.
winter work and dirt
Yeah.
works right here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was broke down though,
No.
itemized, like,
No,
So-
I don't have a current one. I'm 2 years behind on that
Okay.
because Abby took over doing that.
did anybody come up with any other things that we would want on the ballot? Just a reminder that if you come up with any other things like, putting a motion on there to move the treasurer to appointed, making a motion to move the budget to Australian ballot instead of, any other thoughts or ideas that we have talked about and have possibly forgot, just keep your minds open to those also.
Sharon, when's the last date that you gotta have that in?
Last date on that is
January
the
24th.
absolute last date that we can turn it into Kathy is the 28th.
I'll have the,
Yeah, but they have to have time to get it written up.
I'll have the language
That
for
would be,
the treasurer position to be a hired position. I've got that from the Greensboro, who
Okay.
last year approved the same measure,
okay,
and it met the muster of the League of Cities and Towns
perfect.
as well, so it's been vetted.
Now,
All we gotta do is change
Now, the League of Cities and Towns also has wording in there for usage, correct? Or do they just copy the ones from other towns?
Well,
Because I've
I
seen,
gotta think that it went from them to,
Yep.
to those.
that's what Kathy told me.
For
Yes,
what?
yeah.
For what
Just-
now?
The
Yeah.
language
For-
that was approved by voters what did they say it was?
So for example, shall the town of Bakersfield vote to make the treasurer position be appointed?
Yeah, we got it from Montgomery last time.
I think it was, yep. And, yeah, so. Right, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree, Terry, we might as well start in the expenses, might as well go alphabetical, start with advertising. Do we have, I'm sure you do, but do we have how much we've spent in advertising this year?
Yep, 142.
That's what we
That's what we
spent,
spent, yep.
okay. Okay,
So these,
these are our spent figures, not
so
what we
these are our
voted.
expense figures, not what we put in last year.
Right.
Okay,
Okay,
These are what has actually been spent.
okay,
okay.
perfect.
Do you have what we started with?
Yep.
It would be
I have your budget.
But it would
You
just
started with 250 is what you budgeted for.
250 for,
That's what I have on here.
okay,
I'd say stay with it.
This is, if not the correct number, it's close to it.
I wonder why we have that.
That's that's over 40,000 too much.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
oh, the fire department contract.
Mhm.
So,
You figure out
Terry's
that.
made the recommendation to stick with 250 for calendar year 2022 in the advertising budget. Any issues with that?
Or you could bring it down to 200.
No issues? Okay. Do we need a motion?
250, right?
Yeah, we don't need a motion on every single one of these, right? We're just building
No, because you're right. You make a
Ambulance
motion for the whole budget.
for the whole
but there
budget,
we are.
right? Ambulance contracts.
So you wanna go 250 to now?
Yeah, 250 is what we had last year, so there's no increase. It's just gives us that little bit of a buffer for. Do we want to look at the ambulance contract now or table that to later?
Well, do we have all of them?
Yes, Cambridge just came in.
Oh, well, let's hit it.
Their program and what provides high service medics of a higher grade or whatever, and he really thought that if we wanted these areas to consider them, that they can talk to you and explain, kind of give you this up there to.
Okay.
So they got more qualifications than the other guys.
More qualifications, their skills are higher level, things like that. And he went on to say that, all of it was quite,
Right.
I don't know.
So,
But, because when you think about the ambulance, you're not just thinking bottom.
absolutely.
budget line.
Now, well, because when Enosburg talked to us, they also said, here's the cover, and they also said that they had services and qualifications higher than any of the other ambulance services around us. So they might be just misinformed as to what each other has, and that would be us comparing apples to apples.
And you've heard Enosburg, so maybe you've heard Cambridge, you'd be able to tell them.
Yeah, I think so.
And then like, Amcare,
It's in there 3 times.
Twice a year, it's in here twice.
But this number
Yep.
divided by 3. That's a 6-month payment.
Okay, yeah, because I got the 36,000.
Oops, sorry, this number.
Right.
I have both of them. Together,
Yep. Yeah. I'm not gonna argue the point that Enosburg's crew is a bunch of familiar faces, which could possibly make it easier.
I wonder if it
Um,
has somewhere else. It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't have that. April, this is at the end
I
of the
bet
year.
you I know how it got screwed up. They allowed us to pay it late. So it was actually paid in 21.
Oh, that's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
why it's this big then?
Yep.
Okay,
That's right,
That
through
makes
Lance. I forgot about that.
yeah.
So we had 2 payments that year.
We had
So
3
that we
payments,
have
3
two
payments in
instead of-
21 and only 1 payment. in 20.
Yep.
So that's why it's like that.
So this is Missisquoi and Enosburg's, or sorry, Missisquoi and Amcare. Carrie is looking at Cambridge as we speak, and I think we all were here for Enosburg's, correct? Except all the select board members, sorry. That was a closed. God, somebody lift this one forward. Yes, and this is Enosburg's.
Cameron, did we
What
have
is
the quote for-
their membership?
It was,
32?
Yep.
No. That's
what do you mean the
what their
membership?
per
Oh, the
capita-
$75
It's 75?
per
Okay.
household, yep. Household memberships, yes. Yep.
Yeah,
Uh,
Cambridge is 50.
Yeah. But you're also, I mean, not arguing one way or the other, you're here. No,
Oh. Isn't it? 45 per person.
I was wondering real fast if you would be interested in purchasing one of these. They're not really good at anything. All they're going to do is burn your house down. You could build them a house and they'll burn it down. Definitely don't get it because then the rest of them will burn it down. You know what the niggas are like. If you'd like to buy one. If you're
We
interested in
got
getting
something going on here, guys. We got
Brianna, fucking useless. A really good, human shield. Really good at that. Really good. She's fucking huge, so she could take a few bullets. Jordan,
It was Gary, wasn't it?
No.
so. I swore I saw
Always
something.
fun.
Well,
What
there's
about you?
a lot
I'm
higher.
trying to get it.
It's 45. because 57 is the
You
contract.
want to change, go ahead and change
Oh,
the
right,
settings
right,
on
yes,
that.
yes.
If anybody comes in muted. Or
Yes.
that they need the password or put them in.
But if
Put 'em in the
we're
room.
comparing apples to apples with them in Enosburg, I
He's
think
gonna do the
Enosburg
same
look a lot
thing.
better.
He's gonna do the same thing.
That's what I mean. This definitely wouldn't be, I mean,
Plus the other thing is,
Yep.
they're
You better hurry.
different.
white thought.
here we go again.
Here we go again.
That's when it gets scary, don't it?
Alright, so.
you good, Denton?
Well, yeah, there's such this friggin' shit going on here. I don't know what's going on, but I'm getting all this crap on here.
You having a party up there, Gary?
I was just saying,
Have you
maybe-
seen it on your screen?
Well, we are recording, yes?
We are recording.
Okay. Here's this one. Oh, you were here for that one.
No, I was not.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if this one and this one are the two that have the highest qualifications and are the most
They're
comparable.
almost the same.
Exactly.
Qualifications. They have a little bit different, but it's not enough to pay that much.
Their
more.
response time isn't gonna be what Enosburg's is either, just for,
It would probably be close.
I guess
Because
Cambridge down.
they're
I
in-
keep thinking
They're
Johnson.
in Jefferson.
Yep, you're right.
They're
next to the
Cambridge,
tavern,
but
right?
They're right, yeah.
Well, technically
they're actually
Jeffersonville
now
is
just
Cambridge.
heading up the mountain.
Oh, okay. Down in by the town barn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it before that even?
Just before the town barn. So
They
it's
are.
almost the same distance.
And looking at what they're saying they provide and listening to what Enosburg said they provide, their qualifications seem to be very comparable. Who Cambridge's is? In
Their
what stance?
qualification is, but not
Yeah.
that much higher.
Did you
not
see
pay
the,
that
did you
much.
see the price difference? Did you see the price difference?
No,
So you have, who do you have now?
I have,
Yeah.
He
Okay.
said to cover Bakersfield, they would have to back to their team.
Okay. So this is the Cambridge one. And I know Brenda's gonna wanna see that. The price per capita is on the back page. Oh, sorry, second
It
page,
also says you'd be either going, it doesn't say they transport to Northwest.
which means you'd be going to Burlington.
You'd be going to Burlington. Or Copley.
Probably, yeah.
As opposed to the other one, which was
They aren't bad
$13
choices,
cheaper.
no.
The one you have is $13 less than the one here
per capita.
per capita.
57,
What was Mrs. Bliss?
285. I haven't looked at that one yet.
I
$15?
don't think they had it broke down per capita. I think they just had it,
This one's 50.
had a number.
I think it's-
Cambridge did. Well, I mean,
Well, it doesn't say it in there.
I would
It says
imagine,
we transport to,
I would imagine that it depends on where you are. I mean, if you get in an accident down on 36, they're not gonna turn around and
I
head
don't think so.
all the way back there. They're gonna take you to the closest. I'm not sure. Do we make a decision or do we put that up to the taxpayers.
You can do it either way, but we have the authority to make that decision.
Right. I think it'd be a lot easier for them.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
And I think we should go back to Enosburg. They'll proposal for them.
What's the Amcare so much cheaper? What do you have against Amcare? Just want to.
I haven't seen Amcares. I didn't know
Amcare
they were
went
so
that
much
way.
cheaper.
Amcare was $28,006 for the first year.
Amcare doesn't have, so they have a one truck that's based in St. Albans,
No.
part-time
No, they have two.
part-time in Sheldon, all right?
No, they have two in St. Albans by my office.
There's two down there?
Mhm.
Okay,
And then they have two in Sheldon.
okay, so they have three trucks. What I had heard is that the one in Sheldon is, due to staffing, has only been run part-time.
Mhm.
So therefore, they've been pulling the one out of, or one of the two out of St. Albans and parking it up on Gallagher, not Gallagher's. by
They
the way.
used to do that, but they haven't done that in a long time.
Because what I heard from a person from that town is that that one had gone down to part-time due to staffing.
It could be, I don't know.
Not that that would be any closer really than St. Albans, but,
No, St. Albans would definitely be closer than coming from Sheldon.
Rogers used to be manager of the Marine
Yeah.
or whatever, so he knows the area of Bakersfield, and he's like, that could be quite a transport. Get out here, you know, it's like half an hour, well, 45 minutes probably, at least to get to me.
Yeah, she has probably 20.
And then
Yeah, so thank you very much.
you could be 50 minutes
yeah.
this way.
And I really can't disagree with the facts that Larry was bringing up with the local people on the trucks. I mean, half the people that are running their trucks are also on our fire
My
department.
biggest,
Great,
no,
okay.
I did not like the fact that they came in here thinking that, oh,
Enosburg,
we've been mismanaging our money
Yeah.
for 5 years now. And
that's not the first time
now
they've done that, Terry.
all the towns have ARPA money. So let's
Oh,
go and
right.
get their ARPA money
Yeah.
to get ourselves out of what we haven't been managing properly for the last 5 years.
Yeah,
About 10 years ago, they did the same thing.
We didn't have ARPA money 10 years ago.
No, but they said they mismanaged their funds and
Right,
we
but
need
I'm
to
just
adjust.
saying, for
and
them
we
to
need
want to
more.
go after every town's ARPA money, that does not
so there's,
sit with me well at all.
Is that relevant?
My glasses.
Yes, it is for me.
I mean, as far as response time, whether they're using ARPA money.
They're not gonna use their ARPA money.
well, we don't have to,
Whatever
yeah.
money they're using to catch up, if they can get to me and get to the hospital.
The
before
point-
I die,
The point
as
is,
opposed to
So what was their
that's
first,
not the point. The point is, we shouldn't have to pay for them mismanaging their money.
But that's a different issue as to.
What is the
best
first
deal
years
was
on this one? what is the first year's contract on that? one?
On
Sorry.
this one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Enosburg.
This
Enosburg was
one-
38,880.
So for the first
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
so $6,000 increase.
I
from-
say we call them, if this is the one we choose, I say we call them in and have a conversation with them.
Which one are you looking at? Terry?
Enosburg.
Enosburg.
I have no problem with that. Inviting them to the next meeting,
No,
to the next regular,
Regular
so
meeting,
which would be the
next Monday,
11th, Tuesday.
Right. Tuesday.
Monday is the budget meeting, Tuesdays are regular,
Oh, yeah,
are
we
regular,
flopped
yeah,
it.
we flopped it to, just in case people couldn't make it.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have an idea with some negotiations that need to happen for the ambulance.
Yeah,
I think we can comfortably say that, well, I know we can, 36 would be the, oh, sorry, can I see that one again?
nah.
38 would be our max. 38.8.
well,
would be our
if
max.
you're not going to Cambridge is 57,000.
Well, if we, well, that's what we said is we were going to select these
I hate
guys
to
and have
break it to
them in.
Cambridge, but they're definitely out of the
40
running.
Yeah, I mean, they come in at what, 52,
57,
57, yeah.
57, 285.
I mean,
Do you want these amounts in the minutes?
No,
well, we've received all of the quotes,
I mean,
so it's not like we're turning over yeah, it's not, we're not recording it, we're not turning over any information that. I think
It is public information.
Gary already knows this, so.
So yes.
So we are going to tentatively accept Enosburg with a negotiation meeting the 11th.
No,
So-
38.8.
Yes, would you like that number there? I think Missisquoi is just too far out, and Amcare, again,
I think they're understaffed.
I think they're understaffed, and which is gonna put them too far out. I mean,
We're looking for a reasonable cost, but we still want to have effective service for the townspeople.
right, and I thought about it this way, is
like, oh,
if any of my
so this is
family,
where I think Enosburg should be at.
well, they weren't even there
Yeah.
2 years
No, I
ago.
know. But I've
If
had a lot of
anybody in my
people tell
family
me-
goes down and needs service, and, you know, just throw it out there, because I know he's on it, Todd Cosgrove comes walking through the door, that's gonna put anyone in my family at a much calmer state than somebody they don't know. or
When
don't
Dad
know.
went down 3 years ago, Bakersfield was there, stabilized him, backboard, everything else, and Enosburg was there in a very reasonable time. I was very pleased with
Yeah.
both services.
Alright, so we'll, yes, if we can invite them, Tammy, to the next meeting. Next one is the fire department contract. I don't have that number right in front of me. Does anybody have a copy of the old?
So do you want to put these back in there?
Yeah, we'll put them back.
Bakersfield Fire Department, I don't have it
Mhm.
for this year.
I did the average on that, what it would have been if we had some payment was like 72,366.
72,367.
What was that? Sorry.
72,367.
She did the math and averaged it out, so it doesn't, the 108 isn't accurate for the year, it's accurate for 2 years.
Correct.
No, it's actually accurate for a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Year and a half,
Yep.
yeah.
But the amount for last year was 73,814 by contract.
814, you said?
73,814 by contract for last year, yes.
And this year?
I don't have that one, Terry. I looked real
Did
quick
go-
and I know I've got a copy of the contract somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
It did go up, and we have accepted it,
Yes, we have.
Mhm.
so it would be whatever's accepted
Yes,
at that point. We
it
don't-
is fixed at this
It
point.
is
The-
fixed
The
at
board
this point.
signed the contract.
Right.
I
have-
don't, I'm sorry, I do not remember. the
I don't
number.
have a copy of it either with me. No.
I just
So,
have what we have played this year.
yeah, so what it's
Mhm.
contracted fee. It would be our minutes, but it would be,
But-
remember how that went? They brought it to us. They were gonna look over it. We were gonna look over it. And then like
Yeah.
3 meetings later, they called and said, hey, have you signed that contract yet?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Ballot clerks, again, this is one, we didn't have any expenses this year, but this year was not a voting year.
Right.
Do we have a voting year coming up?
No.
Because I'm
not
imagining we
this year,
put,
would we?
That's right. He is right, but this is the 2022 budget and there will be elections on
primary, mid,
Oh,
did
state.
we,
at the state level.
did we vote
not the-
500 for that last year? For some reason, I feel like that number.
In here, I don't even have it in my list.
Okay,
In
Probably did
2020,
Zero.
Oh, 500, yep. It's just underneath something else.
Yep.
Oh, in 2020, yeah.
We budgeted 500 for it in 2021, and then 2020 was,
we spent
We
465.
budgeted 500 and we spent 465. Is that what it's saying?
no, we
465
budgeted,
is what was left.
we
465
spent
is
four
what we spent.
65 this year, budgeted 500 for this year, didn't have a fee here.
We didn't budget anything last year.
No, this
did we?
isn't the budget, this is what we spent. So we budgeted 500 last year,
Oh, okay.
so
so we keep that.
I would leave it at 500, yep.
Yeah, because it shouldn't cost us any more than what 2020 did.
2020 would have
No,
actually
that's
been a little bit more because we had the
Yeah.
presidential election.
And the
And it
Right,
took
we
a little
spent
longer.
465.
Right.
But I said we wouldn't spend more than that in 2022.
I would
so
hope
That
not,
should-
no.
think the
We should
500
spend
would be
quite a
more
bit less this year,
than
hopefully.
enough.
BCA expenses, there again, I think last year we had $500 on that.
Yeah, that's what you have for this year, is what you budgeted.
I would recommend we leave that the same, as we're unsure of what those could be.
Okay, for a rhythm.
Brigham expenses, what did we have in for that? Now, these are
This is
are,
what I had.
these
two-
are the
don't
ones
have
that
my
we pay
notes.
out and then they give back. Or is
For-
this for repairs, like plywood and stuff like that?
I could figure out what, I know we spent 5 on it this year. I can figure out what it was.
But my question is that stuff where we pay forward and then the Brigham crew reimburses the town?
Is this expense correct?
Mhm.
We spent 5,000.
5,000, yep.
So we spent 5,000?
Yeah.
On Brigham expenses.
That's what I'm saying is, I think that was,
The only major expenses we had were
All,
grant returns.
so
We had-
those are,
I think it's mostly him.
so what those are, is those are spent from the town budget, from the general fund. We pay it, and then Dryers, I keep wanting to say loan, it's not a loan, grant
Yes.
reimburses the
Reimburses.
town.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is actually a zero, we don't actually spend that money, it's all reimbursed. I think we did have an amount in there though, to just kind of cover everything in case it didn't.
What,
Or
what,
in here, it only has $250.
That sounds right.
yeah.
I would, and
By
I think that
looking at
would
the
be to
years
cover
previous, it
plywood
looks like-
and, okay, well,
With the plywood,
that's a
yeah.
good point.
Did you
So,
have a-
do you
how
know
many
a
windows are there?
rough count?
Are you boarding them all or just ones that are broke?
We're gonna board them all
Board them all.
to prevent,
If they get broken.
the breaking of the ones that are decent.
Maybe 50 windows there.
Some of
Gotta
them
be
have been done, still, there's a lot of them.
We're gonna spend $3,000 in plywood on that.
Plus the rental of a
Especially
lift.
now.
Yeah.
If, you know, do we want to put a one-time thing of $5,000 to board windows and rent the lift for that? That would be basically the only money, and that would probably leave you maybe $500 if something else was to happen, you know, say the door gets ripped off the hinges because they can't break any more windows or whatever, for basic maintenance on the building.
You don't spend it, you don't spend it.
This is true.
So 5,000.
Well,
I
I
agree.
want to make sure I get other people's input here. I don't want to.
No, I agree with you. That it'll be 3,000, it could be 4,500, you're right, between labor, lift and plywood to cover up the windows.
Because right
And,
now we have $250 to spend on it,
Right.
correct?
Yeah, which would cover about 7 sheets of plywood.
I don't even think it'll cover that much.
Well, no, that hasn't been spent, but we're already into the next year anyway. I mean, we're basically building the budget for what we're spending today.
Mhm. Such a waste of money, but you gotta,
I know. So I say I propose we put $5,000 in for the Brigham.
What did you put down for BCA expenses?
BCA expenses $500.
And this ballot clerks was the same?
Same, yep.
mhm.
Thank you.
And then 5,000 to the Brigham. Brigham residents, I don't believe we carried a badge yet on that, did we?
What
There
is
again,
250 budgeted for last year is what you had.
What is it?
I know, I was just.
I think that is the one, the Brigham residence is the one that Paul Dryer is supposed to run.
that
through.
is correct.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's simple. That's nothing major there,
That expense for 2020 was reimbursed.
right?
8 grand.
Yep.
So do you
So,
want me to? Well, no, it's over.
What they do is, there's the grant, but we have to pay it out of pocket first and then we're reimbursed.
Okay.
So that's different than 5,000 for the town?
yeah,
I think that expense was for 2021. That's Paul Dreyer, and it is on the Brigham Residence Project as well. I don't know why we have two accounts for Brigham.
I was
honestly.
Do you want me
wondering,
to? I can get rid of one.
well,
I think
I think the Brigham residence is the one that
it's
we
the
were,
grant.
is the grant system.
We got $45,000 grant. for that.
so she pulled it out of the wrong account.
Well, she just coded it, or not coded it, but entered it into the wrong account.
This is also on a spreadsheet. This isn't.
Yeah,
what's in
this isn't-
QuickBooks,
this
but
isn't
This is also
actually-
what we've been going by. because-
Those two numbers just need to be flipped. So theoretically, there was a 0 expense for the Brigham expenses and a $5,000 expense on the Brigham residence,
Yeah, 'cause
all of
it-
which was reimbursed.
It wasn't named Brigham Residence Project until 2021.
Right. So the 8,000 was from 2020.
That was from 2020, yeah.
So we had budgeted $2,000 for that, or sorry, $250.
250, yeah.
I think we could keep that in there, keeping in mind that we didn't spend any of that.
So you want to keep 5 for the Brigham expense?
Yes, because that's gonna pay for the plywood and the rental of the equipment, yep, to plywood that building
Yeah.
up.
Just a quick search on Home Depot, it's about $30 for 1/2 inch plywood or OSB, which might
Wow,
be a couple bucks, yeah.
it's come down quite a bit.
A lot.
And I wonder if it'd be cheaper yet, if you were to just buy a whole skid.
Wow, that's it, I mean.
It may give you a couple extra pieces, but when it all comes down to it, you may actually, yeah,
I need to board the doors next.
probably. Building expenses. Looking at that, I would guess we probably budgeted in about 250 on that also.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting good at this game. I would recommend that stays the same. Cemetery expenses. Did we budget any for that?
trying to find it.
I think our,
Electricity, then we need something else.
I think our thing on that was cemetery commission responsibility.
No, not the Cook Brook
Oh, that's right.
Cemetery. And there should be an expense for paid out to Ross Allen.
Yep, he does. He charges us
Which might now be me.
to mow lawn up
I've
there.
been mowing for him for like 2 years.
Yeah,
So.
Well, he was contracted to take care of the Cook Brook Cemetery.
Yep, I knew that.
Yeah, and so there should be an expense there.
So
Okay.
It
this
was
cemetery-
mowed.
How come it comes out of here and not out of the cemetery fund? Because it's
because
not.
this is, the cemetery fund is strictly the
So Maple
Maple,
Grove.
Maple
Maple
Grove
Grove?
Cemetery.
It doesn't take care of all cemeteries in town.
Nope.
That's interesting.
Is that because?
Well, because of the amount of money that's in there, I would think that they would be taking care of all cemeteries.
Well, we even contract this mowing out though, right? They do.
They
They do, yeah.
That's the
It-
trust specifically left for, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Which is why they can't.
Why they can't use it for something.
Yeah.
So you want me to add in a cemetery expense?
There, so we
Well, that's why
budgeted
they wouldn't
nothing
be able
last
to
year?
use Maple
We
Grove
did.
money.
We voted, we
I
discussed
would
it,
think
we
it'd be
voted
a
it.
whole, and they'd have different
how much did
entities
we-
within
I think it
the
was $500.
cemetery.
That would make sense to cover.
But wasn't it about $500?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Might have started at 3 a few years ago.
Yeah, well, the
It's
year
right
before-
around $500.
Yeah, I think 500 will work.
He mows it about 3 times a year.
Yeah, not a lot, it doesn't grow very fast.
What
No.
happened here?
Or you mow it about 3 times a
Yeah.
year.
My guess would be,
Yeah.
it was paid out before,
Yeah, right. Maybe $1,000.
and that should be split. Yeah, yeah.
There's the court
Um,
tax, it is in there. Okay.
Correct.
Mhm.
Conservation Committee, my guess would be we probably had 500 in that one.
Trying to find it.
Well, that's another one that we
Well, the
don't put it in the town. Don't they fundraise it and we just manage it for them?
that's another grant one?
No, it belongs to the town. It's managed by the Bakersfield Conservation Commission.
Why did I think that one was a grant also?
Like sometimes they get special
That was paid
grants, like
for,
Right,
But I think that's above.
And that was a matching grant that took care of that trail.
but I don't, yeah,
I have like total last year, 964.14 is what was spent.
right,
But some of that was grant.
right, grant and grant out.
Mhm.
I think 500, for some reason 500 sticks in my mind. Is anybody else
For
for the Conservation Committee?
It's like it may have been
You know,
250
if they
at one
have some
time.
left over, we just don't give them so much next year. I mean,
2017, they only did 225,
Correct.
that's what they spent, yeah.
and in 2019, 100.
So what that would mean is,
2020, I would say they got grant money somewhere.
right, because that's their,
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that was
yeah.
grant.
They
Mhm.
got some grant money for that, yeah.
Yeah.
But there again, I think it was a matching,
And then they tore it all
I don't know
down.
what percentage, but
Huh?
you get stung by a bee.
I felt so bad for that poor kid.
Does 500 work?
yeah,
So
it's reasonable.
Next one through is the court tax. We just got that.
That's the
That's-
Franklin County court tax, yeah. And we don't have a darn thing to say about that amount.
Nope.
Oh, we have that number here somewhere. It's not, that was the letter we read at the end of the last meeting.
Mhm.
Those are my notes. Okay, that must be out there in the other one. That is a set number and it is on a piece of paper in the folder out there. That's not one we have control over. If you can, or just see if the paper, there should be just a single paper that says Franklin County Court.
tax.
But that's a contracted fees that we do not have.
It's not even contracted. They bill us, that's it. We don't have a darn thing, it's serious.
Copier lease, do we know what the new copier lease is?
I do not.
You don't.
I have,
Tammy might.
yeah.
For some reason, I want to say that we got a nicer, newer copier, but the lease didn't change very much.
I think it's gonna be around 3,000, that's. Kathy and I talked about it at one point.
It was pretty steady there for a while.
And that generates revenue, right, when people come in to make copies.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must, yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Tammy, do you know what the copier lease is? You know how much the copier lease is? Okay. But that's another one that's set, not something that we can,
Okay. I don't know.
That's a contract. That one is a contract.
This is the one we read the other day. Doesn't have.
That's not important, right?
It might be. This is the one that we read just the other day. Is that a request for,
It might be.
Do we wanna-
Request stuff.
you know, put those two in there also? Those are both requests. So the copier lease, if you can touch base with Kathy
Yeah.
and just see what that is and just put that in there. It's, again, not something that we have control over.
What was the price of fuel last year? Average ballpark. It was up? Because it's 280 now.
Which you're talking about
289.
2021 or?
No, we were,
2021. Yeah,
yeah, like $1 cheaper.
so it'd be safe to say
So I
roughly
wonder
about
if
$1.80
this
for last year,
gets divided
$1.89.
amongst-
Per capita,
Heating oil last year.
Heating oil was.
probably.
Paid it within 15 days, it was just under $2.
I was thinking like
$1.90.
$1.79.
Yeah, it was, yeah, because they give you those deals, if you pay, I don't know about you guys, but a homeowner give you the other big percentage off.
Do you think the price is going to continue to rise through this coming year?
Yes.
So you want to, I'm just trying to come up with a number for fuel.
So
$3, three and a quarter,
where are we looking here?
Yeah.
325.
3 and a quarter, okay.
Are you doing math on your own over there?
I'm doing math on my own.
Or? Okay.
I'm on the next project where you guys are talking
Well,
at.
Can we, do we try to negotiate with our fuel supplier?
Not usually. I think we're qualified as what they count as a high usage.
Right, but
Consumer.
sometimes they'll give you like,
I think as a high usage consumer, they do give you a break.
You buy a certain amount of gallons a year.
Yeah.
right,
Cause I know, yeah, I know as a.
well, they do for anybody if it goes on consumption,
Right.
but sometimes if you, I'm surprised we don't negotiate with them, because like I do that with my house. I call up and say, no, I'm not paying this because I can get this for X at Y. And then they go to the
Do we
back
always go
corner
with
and they come
Blooms?
back and say, well, Vinny
Or
says,
Browns?
they'll match that.
We've always gone with
But
Browns.
you stay our customer.
Someone in town, they're going to Blue, I know that.
So I know Bluens and there's a couple out of Fairfax also. Is it ABBA?
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
make everybody
Just
jump the gun. I was working.
Took
Doyle?
Frankie Joyles.
I jumped ahead. I was just puttering on that. while you
No,
were
it's all right. I'm.
It is a
curious if
significant
it's
expense.
worth a call.
I
Oh,
took
absolutely.
last year's money we spent, divided it by $1.80. Okay, for average last year's cost. It was pretty cheap last year. Came up to a little more than 1,000 gallons. Turned it around and multiplied that by 3 and a quarter. Come up with just under $3,500.
Which would make sense.
And last year we spent $1,932.
And that was just fuel for what? Is that heating fuel?
It's
Because I know for
this
the
and
school, we
this-
used to
this
call
building.
and they would give us our yearly for fuel, electricity.
So you want us to call and negotiate with Green Mountain too?
No, they would find out what the rate was gonna be for the
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
so then you could budget it.
I mean, somebody please check my math, but
Well, it sounds right. I mean,
it was just a little over 1,000 what we used.
that's strictly for heating,
That's strictly for this building.
Just with.
just this building.
Yeah.
So that doesn't even count North
So-
Station, South
We'd
Station.
have to call Clarence Brown to get
Okay.
our consumption.
Yep. But yeah, because if they can give us a yearly consumption rate, then
They
we
should
can
be
call
able to,
Blue
yeah.
Ends and say, hey, we take this much fuel a year. What are you willing to do? Or ABBA fuels and
And you can
Do we
pre-buy
own
too.
our own,
They have a pre-buy
do
program,
we own our
Josh.
own tanks?
they do have a pre-buy option.
Yes,
Mr. Clarence Brown's down there.
Brown's has a pre-buy program.
They are Brown's tanks.
I believe the diesel tank is.
Okay,
The heating fuels might be on.
I would imagine they're 275 in houses. Yeah, that,
So it's diesel and fuel.
which is the same. Well, you're on off-road fuel? You're on red stuff? Yeah, so it's the same
No,
thing.
no, we run.
It is the same?
You run on-road fuel in the trucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just curious. Why?
Huh?
You have to ride, you have to use on-road for
Yeah.
trucks, Josh, that's state law.
Only farmers can get away with that.
Still awake.
He is still awake. Okay, so yeah, you'd have two fuel tanks down there that you'd have to,
It'd be one.
one off-road, one
No,
on-road.
we use the other, something low on everything.
You do?
They recommend it. and John Deere doesn't.
Oh, yeah, all the new engines, you have to use the ultra low.
Okay, so let's
That's a
skip
higher
over
rate.
that line until we get,
Uh-huh.
see if we can get some.
Yeah, that's because John Deere's in bed with. So copier lease is contracted, direct tax. Wouldn't that be in our,
We've had 0. Or we've spent 0.
I
Oh,
would
no,
spend
we've had
1.871 million.
What do we have budgeted? Oh, wait, I'm looking on the wrong line. Direct tax.
That's a set amount, isn't it?
Yeah,
mountain set by the,
That's to go to school, is it?
yep.
$140-ish a month for the copier.
That was
140 a month.
But this past year, it was 1,871,988.63. You want the exact?
What'd you say it was, Mac?
140-ish. she said.
140-ish a month. So about
he's saying that, right?
16, so, okay. So if we were to do 1750, would cover it. If you had any
That's a lot,
repairs.
that's a lot less than what we were paying.
That is.
I thought that's what she said.
I thought she said it was cheaper. We got a nicer, newer machine and it was
Nice.
cheaper. So the copier lease 1750.
Perfect.
Direct tax for previous year. And did we budget anything for that?
No.
0,
That depends on what the school budget is. You really can't.
right?
No, we don't have any say in it.
Yeah.
So, you like to get out of that?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
If the town
we
voted,
take that number when we get it,
petition
we
and
plug
get
it into
town
the
to vote on
formula,
it,
and
we could.
that helps determine
Down to quick stop right
what
now.
Is
the
there
tax
one?
rate
There
is.
is something sitting on the front desk.
Oh,
It
that's-
says something about school. I don't.
I think that's
Oh, that's-
Arlene O'Rourke's petition to be on the school board.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. That's the only one I saw this morning,
Maybe that's what it is.
I think.
I know it was Arlene O'Rourke.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I may be wrong too. Dog expenses,
What is that?
250 for that.
250.
250?
I would leave it.
We'll do that. Every time we say something like that, we get in trouble.
That's right. Donations.
Donations for what?
There was
Uh,
a $250 donation. You can figure out what it was, but. I don't know what it was.
Was that the cat controversy?
Oh,
there
maybe
that
it
was-
was-
It might have
Oh,
been.
yeah.
I think it
Um,
was.
It might have been. Did we?
Cat Crusaders.
Yeah, no, not controversy.
Speaking of getting in trouble, yeah.
I didn't do that, did I? My bad. Did they, I think it was them. Did they send us a new letter for this year? Are they in the book yet?
I think they're,
Yeah, but it was Cat
So-
they
Crusaders.
were told to.
Yes, I remember that. So should we put 250 in the donations just in case?
But wouldn't that be part of the whole list?
That would be part of the whole list if they submitted their letter.
Yeah.
I think
If they don't have, no, I say we leave it at 0.
leave it at 0.
Zero.
All right.
Yep.
I'm perfectly fine
If
with
they
that
don't
also.
have their letter in, if
Well, it would
people
come
don't
out
have
of,
their letter in, we're not donating, period.
yeah, that would be, yeah.
We did it the one time because there was a little screw up there, but no screw up now.
Knock on wood, don't
I
jinx
don't,
me.
I don't think you can call them a little screw up though. It's going against the rules. Is he still here?
What are these dues?
Dues. Anybody have
Membership? Who's dues?
membership dues for? That's
It's,
probably,
regional, is Northwest Regional?
Membership.
It was the same both years.
How much is it?
So maybe that's what it's gone up to,
2713.
2713.
I'll tell you.
I don't think there's one.
My guess would be probably budgeted 2,500
Yep,
for
the
that.
LCT.
And we budgeted how much for it?
20.
That's what the cost was, but I'm wondering if we shouldn't, if we only budgeted 25,
2,800.
we budgeted 2,800.
Yeah.
Let's
Do you,
go 29 this
I
year.
was gonna say 29 or
'Cause
just
it's
round it up
probably
to
only
3.
Three,
Let's round that up to 3 because
Okay.
they're probably gonna go up like everything else has.
yeah,
Stop it.
it's true.
I speak only the truth. Education. So this was for example, John over here will be going to the training for the modern training.
What do you have budgeted?
1,000.
1,000?
I would almost say we could leave it at that. Maria, are you gonna require any trainings this year if you were reelected? Or treasurer?
I'm not sure. I haven't even looked into what is available. I know
Okay.
you sent me one a little while ago.
I'm gonna do whatever zoning classes.
And you'll have
come up.
zoning classes also? Okay. Does everybody think 1,000 will be enough, sufficient?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
we're only gonna pay a portion.
That's why I go,
Matching funds.
that's why I go uneducated.
So that's 1,000.
Yes. Tammy, we're writing this all down.
So should I
It's
I have
up,
it.
it's
yeah.
up to you. She's punching it in the computer too. I just look over and you keep writing.
I'm just writing if I'm writing.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, if we've got it written
If
17
you
different
don't want
spots, we'll
We'll get it.
all forget. Electricity. Green Mountain Power, do you plan on raising the price this year
We
again?
just did.
Yeah, I figure.
Don't worry, we'll take it out of her pay.
Yeah. Next year they'll charge us for some other bug that doesn't.
How much
affect
did
us.
it go up to?
I think we just got a 4, didn't we? Or 3.5, something like that.
You're talking personal. I'm talking how much is my power gonna go up?
No, we haven't, our contract's not up yet.
Oh, it's not,
No,
so it's gonna go up.
it better.
I bet you
We
it's
stayed working
12.50.
this whole time, never got dime for
So did I.
So, yeah.
it. You did get a dime for it.
Not any more than I usually do. I don't
No,
work, I don't get
I don't
overtime.
know- I don't know what our contract will do, but.
We budgeted 1,250 last year.
And
How
we're at
much?
1236,
1250.
so we were pretty close on that. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Probably better take it up. to
1236.
I'd go to 15, I think.
I would
on
I would
that.
It's
also
gonna
go
go
to
up that
15.
much?
Well, I mean, usage. I'd rather have a little extra in there than
Yeah.
come up short.
Yeah. For here
Or
and the
14.
cemetery.
Which makes sense.
I took last year's number and multiplied it by 104%, came up with 1,300.
Okay, go 13 then.
13.
But I don't know if it's going up more.
No,
That's just a
I
wild
don't
ass
believe
guess.
so.
Yeah, but if
You don't believe so?
If you go 15, if we, none of the other fees are going up. Okay,
Split
I'm
the
fine with
difference and keep
I'm
it
fine with
14.
13. I mean,
I mean, if
13.
these girls have to go a week with no power, they'll be okay.
go back to a typewriter.
Well, if we're gonna do that, we just as well cut back on the fuel too. We can turn the heat down.
That's right.
Yeah. This kind of toasty.
Generator. I bet the fuel's up this year just from us using this room as opposed to,
Yeah, I'm
we
sure.
always
Yeah, I
used to have
bet
our
it is
meetings in the
too.
little room over there. Every time we come in here
Is
and
this a
crank it.
generator at the school?
This is, but
No?
I think so. I would,
We don't have.
What did you think
contract
it
with,
was, Matt?
Did you call,
I called them once.
Cat there, Caterpillar? They never
I
got
gave
back.
me some private guy's number to call. It was always from Caterpillar.
Yeah, it was. It's always
Now
been.
he's pawned it off onto some other.
So it didn't get serviced this past year.
I have the service manager's name for Cat. I got his name number.
No, I'd like to know who he is, because I see his truck all the time. He services my big gym down in, South Burlington, but they do all of Vermont. Yeah. Yeah, they're out of, Richmond.
Yeah, right there.
The service manager's name's Tom Croto. I'll give it to you, and you give him a call and see if you get something better, something closer, or whatever.
So what did we budget for that last year?
$100.
I'm guessing a service contract is gonna be more than $100. Um, service contract on that generator, they're probably gonna come up quarterly, check everything.
Are we
should.
doing a service contract or we just having them come once a
Well,
year?
no, what we tried to do was get a service contract so that it was, because that is the big generator over at the school that
Okay,
powers the school in
Right.
an emergency situation.
right.
And our thought was, if we get into an emergency situation and the generator
Well, let's
is,
table that and see if Matt can get hold of this guy that
Sounds
he's
good.
talking about and see. It's not like tonight's our only
Did the
night.
town pay for the contract and the school paying for the fuel?
yes, we were
That's
supposed to,
correct.
yeah, school pays for the fuel.
How big's the generator?
No, I don't know, it's probably what, 16 by 8? It's one of, no, it's one of the box units.
Or contain 100?
100 horse?
Or kilowatt?
Oh, kilowatt.
The same with our heating oil, we're gonna wait on that, right?
Haven't done
Yeah.
anything with that in 5 years.
We do have a health officer, used to be, David,
Health officer is,
what's her name?
Parent.
parent.
Yeah,
She used to be Miles,
Oh, Ginger.
What was that budgeted for last year?
250, but you guys haven't spent any money since 2018.
That, I don't think that's a bad thing to have though. Especially
I don't know what
considering,
we pay for, cause it's not a paid position.
She,
if
has
she's
been
called
available-
out, she can, yeah. so.
yeah, we have,
She has been available for phone calls, because I asked her a couple questions over the past couple of months with respect to zoning.
there has been mileage too at one point. I thought somebody's, maybe that was the year that we spent $100, but
There's not any harm in keeping the 250 there.
I don't believe there is
It's
either,
not gonna break the bank on that.
unless you get to zero in extra time. Insurance, we did not spend any money on insurance. That must mean it's coming due.
Yeah, I haven't seen it come through yet.
Okay.
Must be.
Geez, I hope it's been paid. What insurance is this, like fire insurance? What kind of insurance?
I don't know, is it,
It's your homeowner's insurance.
Homeowners?
It's on all the buildings. It's on this building,
And we didn't
the
pay
North
any
Station,
in
town garage.
2021?
They could just
It's
not
just
have given us
hasn't
a
been-
bill yet.
Hasn't been billed yet. Either that or it was billed during a certain period and didn't get
And
paid.
it got, it is gone.
That's what I'm worried about. Can we look into that?
I second that motion.
Because I find that hard to believe.
Some of these zeros make me nervous when we look
When I
down through.
was, when I did that today, I was finishing 2021 today, I'm like, I haven't seen a bill for insurance, and I looked on QuickBooks and everywhere, so.
Brigham is also on that.
It might have got coded someplace
What does
different.
it show for 2020 when we paid our insurance bill?
24,000.
I wonder if
No,
it got
when we
coded
paid it.
to the wrong
It
place.
doesn't show something for VLCT, an odd number.
Another thought. On that. Broken windows.
Yeah, 600 and,
Insurance claim
32 bucks.
yeah, 632.
For the VLCT.
Yeah.
The homeowners should certainly cover some of it. and
Yeah,
they
I
will cover
wonder,
the broken windows.
that is a good idea, Brenda.
Yeah,
Sorry, I missed it. What was the?
Why our insurance would not cover Brigham Academy?
The
And
broken
boarding of the
windows.
windows.
I
It's
would imagine.
vandalism.
Yeah, it is.
they ought to at least cover the plywood and the labor and the lift to cover the broken windows.
We should have a report.
Okay.
Yeah, that we filed one.
Deductible, right?
Right?
Well, as long as it's under
Depends.
5,000.
Right, I'm just.
Yeah,
It's not gonna cost us a dime to put the claim in.
Right.
That's correct.
Right.
And
But I'm asking
if
Matt
they-
to get us a police report, just so we can document it officially, legally, and
Insurance needs that, right?
insurance would probably need a police report.
Did the cops get called?
Not yet. Wait, I could call
I'm not.
Oh, come on, you're friends with the cops.
I do know some cops.
All on the up and up, nothing illegal.
him.
Yeah, no,
I'll look
those are my
into it.
friends.
Well, you
husband.
you could make the claim to the insurance company, and if they want police called, they'll tell you. 'Cause I've done that with my car when it got hit in Hannaford's parking lot. And I was like, do I need to call the cops for this? And they're like, no.
They made me when mine got hard.
I mean, if you own a home and your window gets
Okay.
broken and you're gonna do a claim on it, they don't ask for a police report. We don't know how those
But
got
us-
broken.
No.
But us
It
filing
could have
it
been,
is
all pigeons flying through it.
I'll look
I
into it.
guarantee it wasn't, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
when we
yeah.
put the claim in, they'll tell us, I would think.
Yep.
So who puts the claim in?
hard-headed pigeons. Wake up,
Town
Then
Is
just
that
representative-
snore.
something we ask Kathy to do?
a town representative, anybody on the select board or the
I'm still here.
town clerk.
yeah,
Yeah, we
did
can
we,
hear ya.
did we wake you up?
Sniffling.
Nope,
Should we call 911, Gary?
nope.
Careful, some of them phones will pick that up and they'll dial it.
Yeah, right, don't say it too loud.
Yeah, no
Right.
joke.
I'll look into it.
My watch
That'd
will.
be nice.
So insurance, we're gonna look into.
Yeah, we want to
Okay.
find out if, we might not have
I
insurance, so
have
let
a-
us find out if we have
Yes.
insurance first. We might not be able to make a claim.
Do we know what company we use, so that maybe I can find? It is VLCT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this
So
internet?
I'm just trying to think about.
'Cause
where
we
my
might have to,
files, you know, I don't know.
Looks like a couple $100 for that one.
First a day.
Yeah, okay.
So our internet fees were just shy of $200.
Mhm.
Do we foresee those going up?
I gotta go through here and fix it.
Probably not.
Who do
What
we
did
have?
what did we budget?
Globo?
I'm sure it's
Is it Globo?
Comcast.
Oh, no, that's right, we
Xfinity.
do have Xfinity, yeah.
Next, I have to come here to watch my brother's games. That night. Cause I have consolidated.
Oh, boy.
What did we budget for that?
200.
We up that to
We better go
250?
250. We change your prices every other day.
Yeah, consolidated isn't really. worth what we think
Late
for.
fees, interest and penalty.
That was the new thing this year.
Yeah. Did we budget any money in that last year?
No, weirdly, no.
No, weird.
Weirdly.
Should we?
But we spent 627 so far.
Yeah, but we're in the new year now,
Well, there's that.
as of 3
That's
years.
just what
as
we've
of-
gotten billed for.
Right,
Yeah.
as of 3 days ago, though, we're in the new,
Yeah.
so should we budget $500 for that? Just the CYA,
No, it should be zero because there should never be any.
right, I'm saying to
Well,
cover ones that
unfortunately,
we-
there are. We
Cover
got,
ones that could be
Potential.
coming.
Oh, you think there's still more to come?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 500 enough.
Yeah, we better put.
I would
five-
think it would be, because I think the 627 was for multiple.
So Denton got COVID, huh? So 500, yeah, hopefully we can just put that in for a one-time thing.
Those may be reimbursed.
Yeah.
So the
Library,
Library, we were at zero and now we're at,
Let me look at what that was. I'll tell you what it was.
I bet we didn't budget that either.
No,
Why are we paying library fees
I
or
don't know.
stuff for the library?
We don't
Books are
even,
late.
we don't even know what it's for.
Damn it, give us your library card and return them.
Is
That
there
would
one
be
of those
really
ones where
nice.
we should probably call somebody from the library? I don't know what that
I
was.
don't think it has anything to do with that library.
It's not the late fee she incurred, but
Oh, it might be.
big number.
I'm not even finding.
Lo-
1100.
Yeah, 1100.
Well,
She did have something.
So one of them was Staples, which they reimbursed us for. So
Oh, like they use the
Like we
town
pay-
credit card
yeah.
and, yeah, okay.
That's $419, but I don't know where the $699.98 was for. No,
That's a nice round number. It sounds like
Now they have their own kind of.
they had do not yet. That was something that I was gonna talk about.
$699.98. Sounds like they bought a printer.
Oh, it was Staples again. So it's the same thing. So that's probably just they reimbursed us for it. I'm
So
assuming.
0 is,
Yeah.
we're good there. So it's just they're using our credit card
Yeah.
and we're getting reimbursed. So 0.
So you
is good.
shouldn't have to.
We shouldn't
uh,
have to do
We shouldn't
that.
have to carry a
budget
budget there,
anything.
right?
Right.
Lister education. Well, if we look at what we've got coming up with the whole redoing the entire town,
They're gonna
That
make us
wouldn't
do
be
it pretty
anything
quick.
we'd educate, because that's gonna be outside.
right? Right?
That's not gonna be your listers.
Okay. Did we budget anything for that? I'm betting we budgeted like,
300.
no, I was gonna say, I bet we budgeted 250. Could we drop that to 250?
Sure. Can you spend anything more?
Yep,
Yeah.
from 300.
What happens when we do townwide? Are we gonna have to do a townwide reappraisal in 22?
22, I'm hoping not.
We're not.
Um,
Did she say it was too?
When it comes, it won't be our choice.
right.
Okay? Because
But
we will put it off as long as we can. And
Right.
when we have to do it, it'll no longer be our choice.
I agree.
You can do it sooner.
So what I'm worried about right now is what happened in Burlington, where
Mhm.
we've been cruising like this. Housing market hit this point, is we
Right.
do a reappraisal. We all know from
Trying-
experience in the past that this is not gonna stay here. It's not, it can't.
Yeah, but they try and keep it
Oh, gosh, no.
less,
Sorry to
greater
drop
than
it.
90% of common level of appraisal.
Greater
I
than
believe.
80% legally.
Legally, but you really, realistic, it's a diminishing return after that.
Right, absolutely.
The town starts to lose.
Yep.
Because you lose state funding.
And right now we're at
The greater the
88.
But wait.
difference,
93, she
right.
said.
88 as the last number I heard, just the other day when I
last
came
time
in
we
and talked
were
with
right
Kathy.
around 90, yeah. So 88 doesn't surprise me.
88
I
said,
thought the one that, who talked to us last week? I thought they said 93 we were at.
no, that was
Susanski.
3 weeks ago. Sue came in and she
Yeah.
said our last report, yeah, she said the last report was 93. They expected it to be lower. When I just talked with Kathy, what was that, last Thursday?
Oh, it
Friday?
had gone
It
down.
had dropped to 88. 88 is the last number. That was the report that she got. I don't know what report it is. I
don't
agree
think
with you.
They're too concerned about it.
Oh, no, I'm
because
not,
they
I'm not
never even came to
advocating we do
talk
it
to
now.
us.
I'm just
No,
saying that,
I think we wait, I mean, I definitely think we should do it, and I know that that gives us a lower tax percentage, which I kind of agree and disagree with, because if you're paying an extra 1.5% because of your appraisal, but you're appraised at 20% lower than the rest of the property values, it's, I think we're still ahead of the game right now.
the only thing, we're gonna get the same money. We have to get the same money regardless.
Right.
Okay, what the difference is, if it's appraised at a higher value, our rate is lower.
Yep.
If we're appraised at a lower value, our rate is higher to cover the money that we need to collect.
Right. So I think it's all gonna be a wash. I just think right now with the housing,
The kicker is it has something to do with the state's share that they kick into the whole system for the school. And when it gets too great of a difference, we start losing because they don't kick in as much. And I don't pretend to entirely understand it. So
I don't understand it at all, to be honest with you. I mean, I understand that we have to do it before we reach a certain level, but as the city of Burlington found out now is not, as a taxpayer, not even as a select board member, as a taxpayer, if they said that we were gonna do a reappraisal right now, I don't.
Selling and I'm moving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could afford to live here
no,
at what they're valuing
not gonna
houses
be-
at,
We're
right?
it's not gonna
barely
be cheap.
now.
Right?
It's not gonna be cheap.
No,
But
But I
no,
think-
you know what, it really, it doesn't make any difference. If you've got a house that's appraised at $150,000, okay, and tax rate is set at 2, okay? Because the town needs to cover its expenses. All right. You reappraise, that house is now worth $200,000. Oh, wow. Now you can set the tax rate at 1.75 and collect the same amount of money.
Right? The problem that happened in Burlington was that $150,000 house
Mhm.
went from 150 to 300. Yeah,
Yeah.
they doubled because of the way that the housing market is
Well,
right now.
I mean,
And-
people were paying ridiculously prices for homes that,
Right
how
here
they
in our
even got
town.
them to appraise.
Like that
Yeah.
one on King Road, that one went for like 411,000, and it was like on our tax bill for 206,
Crap.
right? Wasn't that it?
I know,
Mhm.
I could have sold my house and made 250.
Yeah, but then you gotta turn around and buy another one at these rates.
Right.
So-
Exactly.
Right.
I just don't think.
Oh, it's not a buyer's market, it's the seller's market.
Yeah.
But if you have something lined up,
But
you're good.
if you gotta sell, you gotta have a place to go, so
Yeah.
you can't be one without being the other, I guess, but. So list their expenses. Looking at that,
We had 500.
we paid out almost 7.
Mhm.
Yes, list their education. And then list their mileage.
Did we set something for Lister education?
We did 250.
Thank you.
If you only set 500, where's the extra money come from?
The other areas that we don't spend. Which is last year when we were building this, we said a couple times, if we put this one at 500, knowing we might only spend 300, that gives us an extra 200 if another unit runs over. So, I mean, we built that into it. It's just a matter of which one it went to. You said we were at 700 last year?
500 is what you have for a budget.
500.
We spent
I guess we
681.
better go to
Almost
7.
Should we go to 7? I would agree with that. Bump that up to 700.
What did we have for their mileage?
Not a lot.
I'd say probably 100.
38.58, but we had $100 in it.
I think we could leave it at $100.
Yeah, I'd keep it at 100 then.
And if we go over, take it out of their expenses. Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
This is for the flags.
Yeah.
And we went down that much.
And you need a big one too.
Yep.
If you do all the lighted poles in town, you'd have 30 plus the 2 that are on the monument.
Do you buy extras to replace tattered flags?
They probably wouldn't tatter, but those have been up there a
Well-
long time.
They've been 2 years now.
Yeah.
The life is about 2 years.
Do you buy extras to replace the tattered flag?
Josh, what we usually do.
No, I know.
We usually save the best ones
Yeah.
of the previous.
I'm just busting on you, Mac. You
Mark
know.
brings them home and he sews them.
Sews them
together.
back together.
Yeah,
All right.
we all- that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
and,
God. What did we have in there last year?
Oh, you had 600.
And we bought all brand new last year, 2 years ago.
So
We budgeted
So
6.
That's the 800 and
I think you bought a new flag out here. the big one.
Okay. So should we put
they're pretty
600?
cheap on Amazon.
We have a very strict
34 flags.
no made in China
Plus the big
flags.
one.
You have to have 32 if you wanted. to
I
do
just
all
bought
the
them off
street
And you
Amazon.
got
Made in
2 on
USA?
lights. That's
I have no
32.
idea,
That's 32.
but it was a nice flag.
Yeah.
But what about the Legion?
What, last time you bought?
The
one?
Do you
Legion
know
What's
the
the
Legion
supplies.
get a discount?
I have no idea.
I think the Legion supplies all the ones for
The
the
gravestones?
gravestones.
You know, 'cause usually by the time I do it, it's 3 days before Memorial Day.
235.87.
So let's go with,
So you're saying we need 2 of the bigger flags also?
You need one of the bigger.
One with
flags.
big.
One big flag and
32 little
If you're
ones,
gonna order them
or
somewhere.
3 by,
find out
32
how
3
quick
by
to have one in
5s.
stock, 'cause this one,
have you checked with the American Legion?
I have.
That may be.
Hey, Josh.
Yes.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
The village we get our flags from American Legion. We talked to Andy Villadu.
Yep.
oh, they Bolio.
He's a guy to talk. He probably get a flag for you cheap.
Okay, Andy Bolio. You the guy, you the flagpole guy.
You the flag guy.
So you said we budgeted how much last year?
Oh, I think it says
600?
other duties at the end.
So we'll leave that one at 600.
Bolio.
You're gonna be traveling a long ways if you wanna talk to. Oh,
Huh?
you said Duluth, I said Duluth, I'm sorry.
I'm like,
I was like,
Enosburg?
oh
No,
man.
no, I thought you said Duluth.
Duluth, yeah.
I thought you were stroking out on
So
that
how
for a
much we
minute. I was
put?
like, what the hell is
Well,
he
that's what-
babbling about?
That's why I stopped.
600?
Yeah, 600 for,
No, American Legion.
American
and
Legion.
Enosburg.
No, it's fine.
Oh, hush.
What's this mileage for?
What is this mileage for? Do you know? We got 0, so
Zero this year. I couldn't tell you what it was for in the past.
I got a small amount in 2020
Yeah,
For-
61.15.
because I spent 2 days traveling the roads taking
for
pictures.
the, yep. I think this is for non-road
Then
related.
that should have been refunded by.
It will be eventually, Terry,
Okay.
but we haven't got to that stage yet.
Eventually, they're gonna refund us for the bridge too.
Yeah,
It's only been 3 months. How much did you-
What did we budget last year?
100.
Let's leave it at that.
How much did you budget for flag?
600.
Miscellaneous, I'm not sure what you guys usually cover in miscellaneous.
Well, it looks like some years it varies. 5 grand one year, 75 the next or another. What did we budget for?
1,000.
Well, that is miscellaneous. I think that,
I would say it's like if we wanted to do something for somebody's bereavement or stuff like that.
she has been spending a little money for flowers.
Yeah.
Kathy has.
yep. I think 1,000 in that makes sense because you never know what we're gonna hit for miscellaneous fee.
You got anywhere from 75 to 5,000 there in the past few years. I agree, 1,000.
Office expenses.
I have 2,500 budgeted, but looks like it's almost not over that every year, so.
Yeah, it does look that.
So,
Office expenses
What-
include
what-
paper, correct? And probably ink or whatever you
No,
use.
because
in
that must be with the copy.
That's
That
for
would,
the
that would
contract.
be with the
And
lease. on
contract.
that.
like checks and stuff too.
Okay. Yep.
Envelopes, yeah.
Well, that's true. If we mailed everything out
I
the
think
way
there's
we
a
had.
postage, there's a separate postage.
I didn't see a book fund. We're going alphabetically. Sorry, I just. B. No
Oh,
books.
let's see.
So we have
Let's do
25.
25.
That's what we had. And we've gone over that every year except for one.
I don't know how they go over these. Makes no
Wow.
sense to me. If my checkbook only has 10, I don't know how I spend 20.
Well, because this isn't the number that they have in their checkbook. This is.
This is true.
So if you come up short in one spot and you overspend in another, you're still ahead of the game, or still under the red. in the
Unless
red.
you think 2,500 for that, is that what you said?
We put 25 in it last year. And
we're
we've
by
only
1,400.
Yeah, and there's only been 1 year that we haven't been over that.
So
I mean-
let's do 3.
Let's do 3, just to cover.
You just need to hold feet to the fire a little harder.
Overpayment of taxes. Yeah, this one right here.
Overpayment of taxes.
Yes, ma'am.
Who would do such a thing? That's the dumbest line I've ever seen.
Well, so it's not
Now-
necessarily people that
There's nothing
overpay.
budgeted, it's obviously.
Yeah,
So
but
that's a, that's
correct
an
me
in
if
and
I'm
out.
wrong. Overpayment of taxes is when happy homeowner or landowner in the town of Bakersfield pays the town and then said, oops, I filed my homestead wrong, I paid too much. And then
That could
eventually
be
we
one of
have to
them.
pay them back,
Yeah.
and then the state reimburses us.
For the difference,
Yeah,
yeah,
eventually.
eventually, what, sometime.
Okay, so really, we don't
Or it
spend
could
any
be-
of our money out of that.
No.
No.
This is zero
amount
line.
It
right here-
also could be somebody that has their taxes taken out,
Escrow.
their escrow,
Yeah, their
and
mortgage.
they might be
company.
paying
And then you
more.
pay your taxes and then your bank pays your taxes for you too.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
somebody
but
has to get paid back. That
We've already got the
yeah,
money,
We've got that
Correct.
money. We just give it back to you.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So
So
we
we
don't
don't-
have to budget.
Nope,
No.
we have a zero in there. Overpayment of delinquent taxes, I assume would be a zero also. Because even if they're late and they get overpaid. Planning and expenses, I'm guessing we ran about $100 in that one.
Yep.
Might as well leave it. Portalet, we split the cost with the,
Conservation Commission and the
Right.
cemetery.
and I think it's what,
Or
No.
store's not there
$100,
anymore.
I think.
Is that what we
where the
budgeted?
hell is the
That's how much we
portal at?
spent.
They put it over next to his house. He uses it so he can save on pumping out his septic.
I've had to use it when I'm mowing.
Okay, all right, we'll keep paying
Well,
it
you have a
then.
key now to get in here and use this one, it'll be more comfy.
Yes.
Postage, is that going up?
Let's see, it always goes up.
I do 250. Well, what do we have?
What did we
One
have?
110
million,
for
so we need to
postage.
give.
We had 110?
Had 215.
No, we
2020.
spent
No, we spent
215.
250.
We only budgeted 110.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
So, well, that's probably all the return checks. We'll budget.
Wow.
What do you think?
What did we have in there before?
110.
110.
110? Let's do 200.
Oh, crap, yeah.
200.
200? Bump that up to 200.
200.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think you have to do a return because the courts are asking you to send an envelope postaged.
Right.
If you want a receipt, you have to send a stamped envelope.
I thought, aren't our taxes are like that.
For
It's
the
like
court.
that here though, for the taxes, right? If I want a stamped receipt, I have to send an envelope with it.
Yep, yep. You want it back?
That's
I
law.
think it says it right on our shirt.
Land. Property purchase. Do we foresee us purchasing any property?
I have a question about some
200.
property. Somebody called me this, or talked to me this weekend. Because they were
Purchasing property.
approached about the camp on,
Yeah, I saw
is
that
that
too.
true?
What?
Um,
I don't know.
the guy that offered to remove the camp
Mm-hmm,
at no charge
mm-hmm.
has now posted it online for,
He's donating money to the fire department. And-
I thought
Yeah,
he would
but
have
he's
to.
going around telling people that we made that decision and he was told not to tell anybody. I never remember even coming before the select board.
No,
So I had somebody approach me
He came,
about how are we getting rid of town property without the town knowing?
it's not, it was supposed to.
it
be
was
gone a
supposed to
long
have been
time
gone
ago.
already.
I
It-
said, I have no
The Act
idea.
250
I-
permit says that
did
we
not
had
come
to,
before this board.
No.
yeah, it has before.
It-
The Act 250 permit states that we have to get rid of that building. Okay,
In this.
we just haven't torn it down yet. He came along and said, I'll get rid of it for you for free. It's like,
And it was-
yeah.
Yeah. It was.
So
kinda
Mac and I
good,
talked about
Because
it.
that's what they wondered, how come other people didn't get a chance to bid on it?
Cause it wasn't a bid. It was we've been trying to get rid of
We've
the
been trying
building
to get rid of it
and he
forever.
was like, I'll take it. Get rid of it. Gone. Cause right now.
Because
it's
another
zero.
person said he was approached to help get rid of it and he was afraid to. And
Oh,
I was
his-
like,
Oh, no, didn't.
I don't know. If, I said, I'm telling you right
We've been
now,
trying to
I
get
never
somebody to
voted on
take it
anything.
for, since
it's-
the project
So it had
started.
to been before I came on.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get somebody to take it since before the project started. You know,
Pointed out that it was in the permit to get it out of there and why haven't we got it?
yep,
And I think we've had what, 3 people that have
she's left it alone.
offered to take it.
Yep.
And it's not
No
left
cash
yet.
was exchanged.
So anybody
money,
that wants to
no.
take it, he came forward. I talked to Mac about it.
Why it's on
He has to-
Facebook for sale now?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's taking it out. I don't care. We'd have had to pay to get rid of it, Terry.
Well, yeah, I think,
We've been trying for five plus years to, more than, how long has it been?
as I say, I've been here for 5 years, so probably closer to 10, 15.
But we've been trying for that long to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And we're in
I
violation.
didn't know
No,
a thing about it.
no,
I was approached by
we're-
two
we're-
different angles of it and I was like,
We're in
And then
violation of
after
our
this person
Act 250
asked
permit
if it
by it
was
still
true,
being there.
then the other person said, well, why didn't we all get a chance to? And I was
It's-
like,
It's
I
been,
have no idea, because this, I'm telling you, this has not come before the board,
it's
and
been
nobody
an-
said,
it's been an
do this,
open
don't
thing.
tell anybody that we said to do
No,
it.
it's been an open thing, like, this building needs to go.
Okay.
And like I said, I think he's the third person that's come and said, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Take it. If you have another person that's interested, I mean, we could probably put a time limit on it, like, hey, have it gone by, or we have another person that will.
Sounds like it may be gone this week.
Yeah, he's working on it.
Perfect.
I told him to coordinate his efforts with Matt.
There you go.
He showed us the house yesterday, one of those combinations block.
There you go.
He shut it.
I hope you didn't tell him.
You can't help but know it because the lock.
He's
is
the one
sitting
that's
there,
cutting
so it's
the
sitting on the
grass.
numbers,
Yeah, he also.
He's cutting the grass up on the hill
So
too.
he's gotta be able to get his equipment in
Oh.
there.
We can
Oh.
change
Oh, it even,
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Uh-huh.
we've got people that are driving,
around it anyway.
well, or opening it and driving through it and then closing it
Yeah.
behind them and going up and sitting in the deer blinds. and-
What is this?
oh, because it doesn't.
It's on the property of the guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So property purchase, do we foresee any property purchase? Do we have a budget for that in there?
We
What are we
can't
gonna
afford
purchase?
purchasing anything right now.
I don't know, maybe we'll purchase a new sand pile. Selectmen expenses. Holy batshit cat, man.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell that is.
Where did we spend that
Well,
kind
who
of cash?
spent that?
It wasn't me.
Lance?
No, some of it was expenses for Mike Gahn, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, we did get some
Mike gone.
Yeah.
lawyer stuff. No, that's next one. That's selectmen legal.
No.
30.
Oh, yeah,
Selectmen
you're
legal.
right.
Just over 3,300.
3,300. Can you look that up?
I
Cause
can look up
remember,
what they were.
yeah, that would be great.
The select board expenses, okay, that's not select board salary.
And don't look at me, Terry.
Did I do it?
There's a lot of
I
them.
don't think so.
There's,
There's a
I
lot
hope
of
so.
Well,
Well, to total up to 3,300, I hope
We
there's a lot
went
of.
through it
them.
once with Audrey because she was
Yeah,
she
she put some stuff coded. it
miscoded
wrong.
them.
Well, wasn't that like 20,000?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was taken
That was
very
for the fire
calmly by
department.
yeah, it was. 36 something.
responded to very calmly.
So one was a bank card, first bank card.
For a much.
$600.26.
That probably. was,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Some of the stuff that we're using.
okay, that would make more sense.
We're tracking those for reimbursement with ARPA, but we have to write ourselves.
Remember that, Terry. All the stuff that we're looking at right now, or just looking at us.
So that was
And that was another
1,500 and
Same.
I bet it was all that.
the original amount for
computer,
that
the
was
TV,
1,500 and she requested an extension and we gave her an extension. I don't remember
The next one was.
how much that was.
Computer, two
Almost
computers,
$850, $849.52.
right, cause we ended up with two computers, right? We bought one and then bought another one.
I bought the one.
Not
I
really,
bought the
because she
original.
reimbursed us.
That's right. too.
Reimbursed
Yep,
us
yep,
for the other one.
okay.
I bought the original one.
So
There's a VLCT.
is that different?
I would think that would come out of the zoning, but I'm not positive.
So the first bank card was a computer for the zoning girl, right?
That might have been what it was.
Yeah,
Because we
Yep.
bought her
Yep.
one.
yeah. And there was a computer for
Am
this
I
system.
wrong in thinking that Abby,
No, I
What
think
did
that was
Abby-
before.
oh,
That
no.
was the year
the
before though.
computer system,
That was like here.
I
Uh,
think this computer's
uh,
fairly new,
the
isn't it?
QuickBooks.
QuickBooks?
Yeah.
Would that
But-
be in there?
I wouldn't think
No,
so.
because I think it was the year before.
Yeah,
That's
that would
office
be in your
expense?
office expenses. I
Oh,
agree.
maybe that's why our office expense was up.
So how much did we actually budget for that? I'm guessing like
You
zero.
Usually spend much.
0.
Hmm.
And for
Ouch.
select board legal, you had $5,000.
Let's leave those the way they are.
Select board legal?
Yep,
And 0 on
0 on the expenses, 5,000 on the legal.
the, yeah.
Straight lights,
I've got 2 grand.
that's what we
was
budget,
budgeted. Yep,
okay, and we come in just under that, so might as well leave it.
Mm,
There go 25.
There,
Price of everything's going up.
doesn't need to be 25, but it probably,
Probably 21. 'Cause
oh,
last
we
year went
bumped the
up.
electric up 4%. Is that what we bumped it up? That would be 20.
We can go 22, I don't care.
19.
I don't either.
Do 22.
22.
I mean, we're
Okay.
talking $100 in the grand scheme of things.
2,200, is what you're saying?
Yes,
For street lights.
yes. Tax prep.
It's $120. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck that was.
I'll do it one time.
It is 20 of. I would say if we can get through this part right here,
Yeah, that would be
I would
great.
like to call that a night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My son has a game at 6 that I wasn't aware of when I made the.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we'll cut it
Well,
by
I
10
was-
of them.
I was-
Where is it?
Fairfield.
Alexandra
Fairfield.
Susko.
What?
Is that like her granddaughter or something?
What was it?
Alexandra Susko, helping with tax bills.
Yep, that can be a 0.
Oh, I remember where that was now. Yeah, okay.
I don't get an assistant during tax time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, do you have a granddaughter, Maria?
What?
Do you have a granddaughter?
I don't.
Then no.
Then no.
Then no.
I have nieces.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
No,
No,
this,
Yeah.
this was, yeah.
another kindness of our heart.
It's special. Yeah,
Telephone,
Yeah, trust me, that one was.
That one got voted down.
Oh, no, I was here
No, you weren't.
with the granddaughter.
No, for the vote on that. You
For
weren't
the
here
vote,
for
you
that one.
weren't here. You wouldn't have, you said you wouldn't have let that go.
We did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, the night that they voted to let her.
yeah. Telephone,
I have 1,500, obviously that's gonna be more.
17.5 or 17.50, because it seems to be going up every year.
How come nothing ever goes down, Josh?
Fuel did last year.
This is true.
Thank you, thank you.
Town
Does that
hall
mean we should
repairs.
what,
We're looking to repair
consider
anything.
a,
I don't think so.
Change in
So
the-
the town hall repairs, the only time we did that is when we did the,
The ramp.
well, we're gonna have to fix the ramp to be ADA compliant.
Do we have to, if we don't vote here?
well, give Danny a chainsaw,
No.
$50, tell him make it better.
Did we put anything in there for repairs?
Nope.
No, let's continue with that trend. Town park
Park
expenses.
expenses.
Did we put anything in for
Now,
that?
what is that for?
180 is what we had.
And I think that was strictly for the power, wasn't it?
180.
Yeah. I think that was the only thing we put in.
Unless that was the flag for that part. I would say.
What was spent?
Nothing was spent this year.
This year.
Let's do 100.
We can do 100.
100?
Park loan principal.
Park loan, we have a loan on the park? We don't own that yet?
I think we're real close to the end of that one.
So I'm guessing, just looking at the numbers as they go up here, we should be budgeting like 2750 or 2650, sorry.
2650.
Wouldn't you think, looking at the trend?
Right, seriously, what is this?
Huh? The town
What?
park?
Yeah, the park loan.
The chunk of land between this park and Mac's house, the old Botman
Oh,
lot.
the old Bachman lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say 2650. Just
Oh, I'm
looking
not
at
gonna
the,
look at it. I don't know.
or do you want,
There should be a schedule.
do we wanna go
on the thing.
27 just
Should
to
be
make
close
it,
to done.
Close to
I don't
that.
wanna come up
Should
short.
be.
Well, I don't understand why we wouldn't know what, I don't understand why
Well,
it changes.
It's gone up by about $80. Well, no, I'm thinking that that's just our
Couldn't
yearly
figure out,
payment.
okay.
And then our interest payment has gone down basically the same amount every year. So I mean,
Oh, yep,
if we
yep.
just can we get a payoff on that? Can you
Yeah.
look and see what the payoff is on that? And we just, because judging by the way this is going down,
It should be close.
we should have one payment left. Maybe two, but if we just pay it off, then we don't have to worry about it.
Right.
I mean, I tried that with a truck one time and almost got strung out, but
Trustees, right?
what's that?
That loan, didn't that come out of?
It looks like there's just one payment left, Josh.
That's what I was thinking, just looking at it.
I know the interest rate's about 4% on that.
I was
And I just took 101, divided it by 4%, and I came up with 2,500. So
So,
that's about,
yeah, if you can find the payoff on that, we'll just pay that one right off, which would take care of both line items.
So let's hold off on that one.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
not
put,
gonna put anything in.
water bill, what do we pay, Mac?
Uh,
180?
says one eighty
It'd be for
last
this,
year.
it'd be for this building, because we only pay a half one, right? Is it the same?
it's a,
So 180, is that what we budgeted, Maria?
Yep.
Oh, electricity and phone.
For the water.
Yes.
Yeah, probably water.
listen, water lord,
Our
Unemployment,
water's good. I'm not gonna complain about that one. We have good water in town.
yeah, till they take out the dam down there, we don't have any more. Unemployment, boy, that, we,
we better take it up to 700.
What do we usually do, 700?
yeah, I was gonna say 700 looks like,
650.
so we'll
It was a
do,
little over that.
let's do, should we do 7 1/4?
It went up $40. It went
So
up $43 from 20 to 21.
Went up $50 from 19 to 20 though.
Yeah,
At
725?
725. I'd rather have a little extra in there than come up short. VLCT WC audit.
Nothing budgeted in here.
Well, this is the first time I've seen this one.
632.
That could be, was that having Jason and them come early and do that?
It might have been.
Good question.
What is the WC?
Workman's comp.
oh,
Workman's comp audit. Okay. So that's not something we should endure every year.
We had 0 before.
0 for the last 5 years, yeah.
Well, let's go 0 again. Cross our fingers and hope everything else we've over budgeted will work.
0 on Vermont tax,
Yep, because we've been,
because that was probably a penalty, right?
that would be my guess.
I believe so.
What did we spend?
How come we have water in here
64.92.
twice? Well, that's the park water
Park water.
and then the regular town water here.
Regular water.
Park water the same.
180.
I
It
only
does,
have it
it
once
says
on
it's
my
180 for the park.
Where do you see park?
Well,
Just says
park
water.
waters, park water bill is right up underneath park loan interest.
Oh, that was park water.
So it's the
Okay.
park water and then the town water, which I would assume is for this building. Also 180 because we split that 2 halves there. Website fees. We haven't paid for our website this year.
That's update fees, I think.
Okay.
So you
What
don't-
did,
you
what
don't
did we
even-
have budgeted in there, Maria?
You don't have it every year. Only when you want to.
200.
Might as well leave it at that.
You didn't have it done this year.
Right, but if.
Workman's comp, compensation?
Can't remember who the kid is she had doing it.
Workman's comp, what did we have budgeted for that?
1,000.
And we've spent 0, is that? That's, yes, that might have been
Might have been a boo-boo this
there
year.
might have been a fudge.
That was part of the problem that Vera
Keep
was
the
trying to
1,000.
fix, was, if I remember correctly, wasn't it?
My wife
I don't
hasn't
remember
left
trying
yet,
to
so I
fix
was just
workman's
gonna,
comp,
Yes,
but
we're gonna stop at 10 up. If you
do.
ask her when
Yeah.
she's leaving, we'll stop.
Yeah,
oh, right, that's right. 'Cause we were trying to figure out if it was filed or not filed.
part of the
And
year
some
was not,
filed on-
one, there, I think there was a
So
quarter, a whole
we've been
quarter.
keeping 1,000 in
Tammy?
it?
Yep.
There was a whole
Let's just
quarter
keep
that
a
didn't get
1,000.
filed.
There was some that was filed through paper and not online, because Audrey or Abby couldn't get it to go
And then
through.
maybe they'll leave it filed once and then not filed at all. or
Yeah.
all fours that it wasn't filed.
And then she did file, we just haven't gotten it. Oh, yeah.
So if we leave 1,000 in there, we should be all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Zoning, legal. Did we budget anything for that?
1,000 for legal, and then
Okay.
it's weird because it's like my spreadsheet's different than this one, so I'm trying to find it.
I would keep it at 1,000 just to CYA. Zoning,
Mhm.
I got
What is-
500.
What
okay,
is that for?
that would,
The zoning, is that,
Zoning, 725.
725.69.
And that wasn't the
And
zoning.
what does it cover? Is that
is that
for,
for wages or?
no,
No, not
ours,
wages.
not wages. That I would, did we, that's
Trying
where
to
we
find the
bought,
big
that's
one.
not the computer?
I'm thinking that's
I
the
think it
zoning
is. I
computer.
think that is the
So
zoning
other
computer.
Remember Freddie, you bought a computer and then bought it back from the town?
Yep.
So that first charge might have been the computer you bought back.
That was only $290.
I would think this-
Melanie would have bought that computer.
I would imagine that is that cost there.
Melanie Riddle.
Yep. Is that what it
It
says?
says zoning expense / planning. So that could have just been.
That's the computer with the programs on it that align the zoning and the planning commission together, so that when the planning does it, it meshes together.
It says
What-
Melanie Riddle reimbursement, so I'm assuming that's for that.
She bought the computer, yep. And what did we budget for that?
500.
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to buy another computer right off. Zoom, do we have, is that a yearly expense?
Yeah,
Our
Daniel,
membership of $150?
that's, yeah. that's-
Okay. So we will add a 150 there.
Mhm.
FICA, what's that?
149, but 150, yeah. Does look like that's changing.
Employer FICA. That is a set amount, right? We do not set that. That's set by the,
It's a percentage of the wages.
Yeah,
Right.
percentage,
Mhm.
yeah. Social Security.
Simple. IRA
2020 was
employer.
6,000, but we had more than normal overtime that year.
Zero budgeted for the next line item, that simple IRA employer,
How much did you do for
what is
FICA?
that?
it's the wage, whatever, it's
Cool.
preset. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, Vera,
Yeah, I can get it.
I just wondered if you threw a number at it.
what is it? Oh, I love the retirement.
You're gonna
And
retire?
wages.
So we gotta put something in there, right?
Wages, you had 80,000 for everything. That's total salaries.
We got almost 90.
And I'm gonna ask for like 20,000 more, so.
So
Good for
60,
you.
so 65.
No, that one you can't really do right now.
Right. So basically those last
So
three,
those last three, so we're done. 'Cause those last, actually last, yeah, three.
So the FICA, the retirement, the wages and the what?
The simple IRA.
okay, which will leave us roads and the questionable ones
On here.
for next time.
And do you guys like this 5-year thing? Do you want me to do the same thing for the road?
Yes,
That would be
please.
awesome. This is good.
We are done. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Just want to confirm that Jim is all set for town meeting. Just so it's in the minutes.
Okay,
Jim is all set for town meeting, the entire town meeting.
That should not be at this meeting though, that we should be confirming that at,
If we put this in every meeting,
it should be confirmed in
Yeah,
our
but-
next meeting. though.
right, but what she's saying is if we keep confirming it, then everybody will hear it. So if somebody goes in and watches this and,
You wanna hear
The only
this?
person we have on here is Gary Dunn.
Well,
right, but somebody may go
I
watch
don't do
this
that.
tonight. So yes,
the entire meeting, including the polling, will all be done for town.
okay, so in case anybody who watches this to repeat, all polling and town meeting will be at the Bakersfield Elementary School gym. And we will repeat this message at the end of every meeting from now until town meeting day. I would now entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Bad,
Aye.
Terry Gates.
Aye.
What's your name?
Gary Denton, aye.
Brenda Churchill, aye.
Josh
Lance
Goss.
Lawyer,
Yep.
aye.
Josh Goss, aye.